In the last episode, we left you having a great meal at Helen's Bar, and we stayed the night at a local parkup and had a lazy morning. But with the storm approaching, it's time for us to find shelter. In this video, a lack of confidence in parkups returns to us. Stu sorts out the rubbish, he disappears from Tesco's car park, and I get the opportunity of a lifetime, but was it worth it? Welcome to GetawayGeese. We are Stu and Jane, and with Harry, our Ford custom auto camper, we share our adventures. So join us in this Our Rough Guide series to campervanning in Ireland. Well, I'd like to say that was a good stop off, but I never got out of the van.
That's a good stop off.
No, it was. It was a very scenic stop on.
Come on, get up, get up.
Yeah, we start our 6th week tomorrow, and we're still talking.
Well,
barely.
Say that.
Yeah. We're tracking along the north coast of the Beara Peninsula and checking out a few spots heading towards Kenmare, which I know at times, I'm sorry to say, that we pronounce incorrectly, so we apologise.
I'm trying to find a place that's sheltered by the wind, not underneath trees, and not by some outbuildings where things are going to fly off it. Turn round. Yep.
You have arrived at your destination.
Nice.
No good?
Got the wind coming from that side. We're going to go to this one here. It's just off the main road part.
Yeah.
But I think it might be sheltered from the wind. We're just exiting now the Beara Peninsula, so that's that peninsula finished. We're moving on now through towards Kenmare
Turn left
and then on towards Killarney.
We pass through Kenmare quickly, but we plan to return when we start the Ring of Kerry in a few days' time. And as we climb towards what is known as Mole's Gap, the wind increases. Instead of escaping the wind, we seem to be finding it. Stu's typed in worst place to be in a storm. Our target stop is right at the top of the mountain, which isn't exactly smart. Is this it?
Yeah.
This is all right.
Exposed.
You have arrived at your destination.
It's a beautiful spot, but I don't want my head
Chopped off on
there. Yours will be all right, but I don't want mine. And my head's the first one that's going to get hit.
That's okay, you can protect mine.
And we start to get a little sneaky preview of what the Ring of Kerry has to offer us. The next stop seemed okay at first, but we either couldn't get level or small overhanging trees touched the van, which would have scratched Harry even further. So we move on.
Right, so this looks okay, doesn't it?
Tired and hungry, this stop seemed okay. Well, at least I thought it did. One of us is having a sense of humour failure.
And it's not me! Therefore,
it must be me.
I'm having
I just got told off because I didn't point the freaking trees out to Stu when he showed me this park.
I'm having a confidence of where the hell we should park. There's the wind there. It's 11 o'clock, so that red there. Mm-hmm. It's going to be changing direction coming up, and we're just going to be on the edge, I would say. Well, the judgment is, if one goes, it's going to dent us, not kill us.
Well, that's my vote. I need to just have 5 minutes on my own, so I sit and relax and read my book. 4, 6...
8, 9. You're having 9.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I got carried away with the potatoes. Oh my God. It wasn't the best Sunday lunch, but it filled a gap. And I can tell that Stu is not settled.
So that's where we parked last night. As I moved, I was a bit nervous with the storm that came in. You'll see that it did come throughout the night, so I had a very disturbed sleep. I did anyway. And also I just didn't feel comfortable about the position of the car, mainly because I didn't want somebody to come into the lay-by and just clip the front end. It wasn't quite tucked away enough for me. And you know what it's like, once it's on your mind, you need to do something about it. So if it ain't right, the advice is just move on. Fortunately, we found this place, it's about 12 minutes away, so it's tucked behind trees. And the wind wasn't too bad. I'm sure there would have been more exposed areas. It's on a bit of a down slope. But in Harry, we'll get away with that. I don't know what that is. Is that a bird? So apparently in the Norman times, in the 13th century, there was battle here between the Normans and the local clans in these mountains and hills.
We didn't sleep last night. It's just so hard to sleep when you've got all the rain and the wind. Like quite badly. I don't know. What do you reckon the gust winds were last night?
Well, it said 50, but it felt... I think it felt more than it was at Mizzen Head, but I don't know.
Yeah, we were at Mizzen Head and they were
well, it said 70. It said,
yeah, so we've changed our plans. What we're doing today, we were going to go to... Is it Kenmore?
Kenmore, I think it is. That looked nice, but and we were going to stop overnight, but it looks like there's nowhere to stop overnight, which is unfortunate and a loss for them. But so we will go, but we'll go during the day tomorrow, I think. So today, so once we've done all the admin-y stuff of getting the sim
we've got
for
a few jobs to do, and then today's just a day of soaking up the scenery, to be honest, with the sun.
We're going to go to Ross Castle in Killarney, which looks really nice, impressive. So hopefully we'll go there, and then we're going to go on a mountain pass tour, which should be quite scenic. And that
tour.
Tour.
Are you charging? We pass a parkup that we saw last night in between the trees, and it looks like they were braver than we were.
You have arrived at your destination.
It's open, it's a good sign. Oh, that's a good sign. He hasn't got back into the van swearing. Stu gets really embarrassed when he just puts like £2 in and he has to go and give them £2.
10.40.
You have arrived at your destination.
With the LPG sorted, it's time for us to visit the local waste disposal site, as we have too much rubbish. So if you watch any YouTube video on campervanning or motorhoming round Ireland, they'll all say how hard it is to get rid of the rubbish. We had heard it was not easy to get rid of rubbish, but we didn't realise how bad it was. Thoughts?
It's €5, £4 is expensive, isn't it? But if you're not paying tax, I don't know how much they would pay off the tax. I mean, the litter bins are litter bins.
I get it.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
We've done a bit of mixture of both, in fairness.
Yeah, we've used sites and paid for it, and yeah, but there's a lot of packaging on stuff. You know, we realised, especially on this trip, is the blooming packaging.
You do realise how much that is, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much you padsy out.
So we've got LPG. We've got rid of all our rubbish. We're going to go and fill the fridge.
So that's that. Yeah.
I've got to go and get a SIM card.
It's your sim and food.
Expensive day today. Oh God, he's going down to the cellar. I bet his knees won't let him. No, you've got to walk. That's my party trick, going down to the cellar. Tesco's in Killarney allows me to buy some socks as I need to replace my missing ones, and a warmer top for Stu for night time. And I stock up on some much needed provisions. So I've just arrived back at the van and my greeting party has disappeared. So where I just said I'd lost my husband, he's just turned up. Give us a twirl. Where the hell have you been?
Mobile van over there.
Give us a twirl. Wow.
Real nice guy. I was having a great chat.
Good.
That was good.
I wondered where you'd gone.
Enjoyed that. Came with my new haircut. Look.
Look at Mr.
So I'll have to take Mr. over there, the haircuts and shaves. I think of the guy's name there. So I saw him on there. Apparently he pays a rent to Tesco, which is cheaper than having a shop. So he pays that, and he's there. He's been doing it for 6 years.
I see.
Yeah.
You have arrived at your destination.
As we park at Ross Castle, deer seem happy to be close to the cars. We head into the castle, where we spend a good hour discovering the history.
That was really good.
Really good.
Really good.
It was Ross Castle in Killarney.
Yeah.
It was €5 each to get in. It's only small, it's only sort of 3 rooms, but there's a lot of history in the rooms, and you get a guided tour. They do guided tours, you can't take any photography.
Which is crazy for 45-minute tour.
Yeah.
For £4.50 each. You wouldn't get that in the UK.
Lady that did our tour,
Yeah.
she was so knowledgeable, not only about the castle and its restoration, but also about all the furniture.
And it was a chieftain's tower built in the 1500s that went through, as they all do, refurbishments through the centuries. In the 1700s, I think there was some, it became a barracks, and that was added onto it, and then fell into disrepair, and they had to get funding.
It was handed over to them in 1970.
1970.
And they thought it was just going to be a sort of small restoration. They didn't take into account it was going to be a 20-year project.
I don't know how much they spent on it. Nobody really knows, but they spent a lot of money on it. But they made sure that the refurbishment was actually using the skills and techniques to faithfully restore it. And I think that was a key thing.
Yeah, the amount of effort that they've gone to, they've restored it all in traditional methods.
Locally skilled, they managed to get hold of people locally skilled, fortunately. Even the weaving of because some of it is behind the walling, they use reeds to weave. So that was a technique that was really hard, apparently, to do. Unfortunately, we couldn't take pictures inside. You weren't allowed to take pictures inside, so we can only take pictures on the outside, but if you're there, it's definitely worth a visit.
They had something called a murder hole. Is it called a murder hole?
There's a murder hole above the front door, basically, which is a slit.
Yeah, so if you got as far as in there, like to the doorway, they would pour hot fat on you, or hot water. I don't know. There's no win-win there, is there? And even the doors, like over the years, you see those doors with all the studs in them. But it's the first time it's been explained to me what those studs were for, and it's the deterrent, wasn't it? Because nobody could push the door in.
So they were spiked metal studs, basically, so nobody could shoulder barge, and then the planking was done one way and behind done the opposite way for strength. Also, they showed the bed. The beds in these places are often very short, we've noticed. That was where I thought they were short in those days.
About it. I didn't even think they were short. I just thought it was a replica and not a proper bed.
But it was, but apparently in those days, because of the chest complaints was one of the biggest issues, and of course when you lie down you'd be coughing all night, so most people train to sleep upright.
400. And that's why the beds of a certain period in time are small, because they didn't need the extra room, because they used to sleep upright.
Sleep upright.
Love a fact like that.
And they had about 20 people sleeping in the main clansman's room. So his whole family would sleep in there. He'd have the bed, and then the rest of them would be sleeping on the floor. On the floor. They never got a bed. So the spiral staircase goes clockwise up, and the reason for that is that most people in those days would be right-handed, deemed to be right-handed. So if they were defending the stairway and somebody's making their way through the tower, if you're defending, you're going up, you'll be able to chop down from your right. Whereas left, you're constantly hitting the centre of the spiral, effectively. And I never even realised that.
No, I didn't either, no. So definitely recommend going. We've started, as we've got older, to love tours. I mean, we wouldn't have gone on a tour, would we, before?
No, you miss so much, don't you?
Yeah. Now time for that scenic tour that Stu promised me through the Gap of Dunloe. But as we approach, signs seem to indicate we can't drive up. But local horse and cart trips are on offer, so I organise a trip.
Wherever you want to take pictures, guys, you can tell me and I'll stop there. Did you ever do any bit of horseback riding or anything?
No, not at all. No. Your daughter did, didn't she?
Yeah, my daughter did.
Daughter's done.
Right. Do you want to do a bit of driving?
No.
Go on.
No, go on.
Come on.
You know, when those days start off, like we just had a normal day. I'm sorry, I can't breathe very well because I've just been near a horse.
You were allergic to horse.
I'm allergic to horses,
Yeah,
but it's okay.
yeah.
It's not horrendously allergic. But day started off, you know, when you have one of those days and it ends up how you don't think it's going to. I have literally just driven a horse and trap. Is it they called traps?
Yeah, a horse trap for
45 minutes.
Yeah, so it was about 5 or 6 miles probably, and he let you. It wasn't just having a go at it. He just let you take it all the way there and all the way back.
I think I was a natural, to be fair.
He was very good with it.
Stand back, everyone.
Come up a bit. Come in here.
Oh God.
What do you think? Bow to see you.
Keep your back. No, let her loose.
Okay.
Right.
Well done.
Up there. Go on.
She won't bolt, will she?
She won't bolt. Let her a little bit loose. Go on.
Okay.
Okay.
No, this is good. Are you getting a video of her?
I'm doing it. This one's for you, Emma.
Yeah. Up. Come on.
Well, you didn't think you'd be doing this today.
I did not. I thought you'd be doing the work, not me.
Well, how old's the horse?
7.
7.
Dolly.
Dolly.
Dolly?
Yeah.
Dolly the horse.
Me and Dolly are bonding.
Go on.
And then I plotted this fantastic route last night all through this pass, where it goes up the Dunloe Pass. And I think I could have gone up there because I think I have seen videos, but there's signs saying that you shouldn't go up there. Anyway, the bottom line is that just made us do something different, which was they have these pony and trap trips. And we had an hour for €60, didn't we? Which we thought was okay, actually.
You're doing amazing.
I know, just standing upright is very good.
Yeah, it's good, yeah. You're glowing. No, you're very good.
I'm not glowing. That's
Yeah.
I'm struggling.
No, you're not. I'm talking.
No,
You're good. You're
no,
good.
no.
Okay, I know. Now you're going.
Come on, Dolly, slow down.
Right?
No, I want you to do it.
No, I've no she's doing it. Today is my weekday off. Up there. Come on. This is good.
So do cars go through?
The people who live up here and stay in the guest houses.
Ah, I see.
I'm loving this, despite what I'm saying.
Horse riding is the best thing you can take up.
I know,
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to do it.
Yeah.
All right. What a great place. What was your name?
Pat.
Pat.
Yeah.
Pat.
This is Pat.
Come on, Dolly, we can do this.
Go on, Dolly. Yep.
Well done, Dolly.
You're doing a good job.
Hello.
Ah.
Hello.
Echo. It's the echo. Is this all year round or do you stop?
About 8.5 months.
Oh, wow.
Do you stop in end of October?
In the middle of November.
Middle of November?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dolly's working about half a day and she's off tomorrow. The horse that works today don't work tomorrow.
Right, day on, day off. Half a day on, a day
Correct,
off. Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
Yeah, a breed called cobs. They're bred for strength.
Oh, that cob.
More than speed.
Cob. I've heard of cobs,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. You could plough a field, but you won't win a race.
Yeah,
So
no,
another
just
bit.
slow and steady
Yeah.
and yeah.
Go with it, Steve. Go with it. Go with it.
Wow.
How long have you been doing right up here? Like, how long have they?
Oh, for generations.
Your generations before you did.
Yeah, 5 generations altogether.
Oh, wow.
That
The
is.
Gap of Dunloe.
Oh,
See the
right.
space in between the mountains?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is actually the gap.
And that's really narrow there, I
Oh,
presume.
that's very narrow.
Yeah.
It's always windy up there.
These have been derelict a few years.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Really?
Did you enjoy that?
It was fantastic.
You're not finished.
You got it.
There. Hop, hop, boy, hop.
How do you get a horse through this?
Not even.
How do you get a horse through this?
Not even.
I'm doing this. Me and Dolly and Pad.
Yes.
But it wasn't just that. Jane drove the pony and
drove
all
the
there
truck.
and back.
I drove Dolly with the help of Pat, who I called Pad all the way through because I thought that was his name. So sorry about that, Pad. It's Pat. And it was fantastic. It's just like one of those surreal moments in your life. And I look down and I'm driving Stu in a cart.
It was really
across
good.
the
It was
island.
really good,
It was
and
brilliant.
Pat made
Loved
it really. Pat made the day actually
did.
because he was really good with
Yeah,
you. He
thanks,
allowed you.
Pat.
The scenery is spectacular. I have to
Oh,
say. It's just
wonderful
wonderful.
scenery.
We chose the
What
right
I
day
saw.
to do it as well
Yeah,
because
we
it's
did.
sunny as well. So.
For the park up tonight, we are going to the Black Valley. So we have to drive back through Killarney and up the mountain pass we crossed yesterday to Mole's Gap.
So we called in at Super Value and somebody walked out with an ice cream, which was bad news for us because that means we had to have one. And they're bloody
Honestly,
lovely.
it's delicious.
And they're bloody lovely. It's great.
Super value ice cream.
Yeah, it's good on Jane's throat because her allergy to the horse is now kicking in.
A long drive through the deserted valley finds us a peaceful park up for the night. And we'll see you in the next episode. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video then help us grow the channel by subscribing, liking and commenting. And we'll hopefully see you in the next episode of Our Travels in Harry.